Beneath Britain's ancient lands, there are places where the past refuses to stay buried, and restless spirits linger in the shadows. Get ready to explore 15 haunted sites where secrets have stood the test of time. 1. West Kennet Long Barrow. West Kennet Long Barrow, an ancient Neolithic tomb in Wiltshire, is not just a burial site, but also a place that seems to draw out the most unsettling energies. Built around 3650 BC, the Long Barrow was a collective tomb where several individuals were buried together, their bones now scattered and weathered by time. Over the years, there have been countless reports from visitors who have ventured into the tomb. Many describe the overwhelming sense of unease and a strange chill that permeates the stone chambers. Some have claimed to see dark shadows lurking in the corners or feel as though they are being watched. Others speak of an inexplicable energy, a presence that makes the hair on the back of their necks stand on end. One particular story speaks of a group of archaeologists who spent the night at the site, hoping to study the alignment of the tomb. They reported hearing whispers, faint but unmistakable, coming from deep within the barrow. As they searched for the source, they noticed the temperature in the chambers dropped dramatically, as though something or someone was trying to make its presence known. Is it the spirits of those buried here, or something more? Whatever it is, the Long Barrow is a place that invites only the brave or the foolish. 2. Mompesson's Well. Mompesson's Well, located in the village of Ayam, carries a heavy, tragic history. In 1665, during the peak of the bubonic plague, the villagers of Ayam made the self-sacrificial decision to quarantine themselves, isolating the town to stop the plague from spreading. Supplies were lowered into the village from the outside through this very well, but the villagers' sacrifice was costly. Many perished in isolation. Reports from visitors often speak of an overwhelming sense of sorrow and unease when near the well. The air seems heavier, and the faint sound of a bell tolling can sometimes be heard even though no bell is visible. Some claim to feel cold hands on their shoulders or hear whispers on the wind, whispers that speak of the past. One visitor described an eerie sensation of being surrounded by the spirits of the dead, as if the souls of the plague victims are still tethered to the well. On certain nights, the well appears to glow with an unearthly light, and some have even seen shadowy figures standing in the distance, watching the sight. Is it the spirits of those who sacrificed themselves, or something far darker that lingers there still? Whatever it is, Mompesson's Well remains a place where the past haunts the present. The Rollright Stones. The Rollright Stones, an ancient stone circle in Oxfordshire, are surrounded by both mystery and myth. Legend has it that a wicked witch cursed a band of kings, transforming them into stone to remain standing for eternity. The stones are believed to hold immense power, their presence shifting the very air around them. Visitors to the Rollright Stones often describe a feeling of being watched, as if the stones themselves are observing every move. Some hear distant whispers, soft yet chilling, while others report strange movements around the stones, as if unseen figures are darting between them. One particularly unnerving tale involves a visitor who stepped into the circle and felt an overwhelming presence surround them, their bodies suddenly stiff and cold. The temperature dropped as if the earth itself were pulling them into its depths. At sunset, the stones seemed to take on a more ominous appearance, casting long shadows across the land. Some claim to hear distant chanting or see brief flashes of light between the stones. Is it the ancient kings watching over their realm, or something more sinister that lurks among the stones? Whatever the answer, The rollright stones remain a place of strange and unsettling power. Camlet Moat, situated near London, is a site steeped in folklore, with many associating it with the fabled Camelot and King Arthur's legendary kingdom. Though its true connection to the Arthurian tales remains uncertain, the moat's eerie reputation persists, tied to its ancient past and the mysterious energy that seems to linger there. Visitors to Camlet Moat often experience a sense of being drawn into another time, with the air thick with the weight of history. Some hear the sound of distant horse hooves or faint battle cries on the wind. Others report seeing spectral figures, some draped in medieval armor, moving silently through the mist. One particular account tells of a visitor who felt as though they were being followed by a knight on horseback, but when they turned, the figure had vanished, leaving only the sound of hooves fading into the distance. On quiet nights, some claim the water of the moat ripples without cause, as if something unseen is moving beneath the surface. Could it be the lingering spirits of ancient knights, or perhaps something far older? The Camlet Moat remains a place where the lines between myth and reality blur, leaving visitors unsettled by the mysteries that lie within. 5. Montbury Rings, Roman Amphitheatre. Montbury Rings, an ancient Roman amphitheatre in Dorset, was once a place of bloodshed, where gladiatorial combat and executions took place. Despite the passage of time, the air around the amphitheatre still carries the echoes of its violent past. The earth beneath the stones seems to hold the memories of those who fought and died here. Visitors often report a heavy, oppressive feeling as they walk around the site. Some hear faint echoes of a crowd cheering or distant screams from the past. One visitor claimed to feel a cold, invisible hand grip their arm as they stood in the center of the amphitheater, only to turn and find no one there. Others report feeling an intense pressure, as though they are being drawn into the arena, unable to escape the pull of the ancient site. At night, the amphitheater takes on a particularly eerie atmosphere, with strange lights flickering in the distance. Some say they hear the sounds of swords clashing or the footsteps of unseen spectators. The spirits of the gladiators and prisoners who perished here may never have left, and Montbury Rings continues to be a chilling reminder of the violence once witnessed there. 6. Dead Man's Cave. Dead Man's Cave, located in Creswell Crags, has been a site of mystery for centuries. The cave, once inhabited by prehistoric humans, contains carvings and symbols that seem to suggest ancient rituals or practices. Over the years, many have claimed to encounter strange forces within the cave, forces that seem tied to the distant past. Those who venture into the cave often report an overwhelming sense of unease, as if they are being watched by something or someone hidden in the darkness. Some hear faint footsteps echoing through the caves, while others claim to see shadows flitting between the walls. In one particularly unnerving tale, a visitor described hearing whispers that seemed to come from the very rock itself, urging them to leave. The temperature inside the cave often drops suddenly, and some have even claimed to feel a pressure on their chest, as if the weight of ancient forces is bearing down on them. The cave's mysterious carvings seem to pulse with energy, and it's believed that the spirits of those who lived there still haunt the site. The deeper one ventures, the more the atmosphere becomes thick with the power of the past, making Dead Man's Cave a place where the veil between worlds feels thin. 7. Keells Column. Keells Column, an 18th century monument in South Yorkshire, stands alone atop a hill, a solitary sentinel to the past. Originally built in honor of Admiral Keppel, The column has become a site of strange happenings, with many reporting encounters with spirits or strange phenomena while near it. Visitors to Keells Column often describe an overwhelming sense of being observed, as though eyes are watching from the shadows. Some hear footsteps behind them, but when they turn, no one is there. One particularly chilling account tells of a visitor who saw a shadowy figure standing atop the column, only for it to vanish as quickly as it appeared. Others report sudden drops in temperature, accompanied by a strange, oppressive feeling that something is wrong. The column seems to attract the supernatural, with many visitors hearing whispers or seeing strange lights flickering in the distance. On certain nights, the air around the column seems to hum with energy, as if it is trying to communicate something to those brave enough to stand near it. The column remains a place of mystery and unease, where the past and the present collide, and where something unseen might still be watching. 8. Thornber Henes. Thornber Henes, a series of 3 massive prehistoric earthworks in North Yorkshire, are often called the Stonehenge of the North. These earthworks, built around 2000 BC, were likely used for ceremonial or spiritual purposes, reflecting the immense cultural significance of the area. Visitors often report a deep sense of unease as they approach the site, as if something ancient is still watching over the land. The air feels thick with energy, and some hear the distant sounds of drumming or chanting, as if echoing from a long-forgotten ceremony. Others claim to have felt the presence of unseen figures moving around them, particularly when standing in the center of one of the henges. One account describes a person who felt as though they were surrounded by spectral forms, unable to move, frozen in the ancient energy that still lingers. As dusk settles, the henges cast long, ominous shadows over the land, and a strange quietness envelops the area. Some visitors have heard faint whispering voices in the air, but there is no one in sight. Thornber Henes, with their mysterious past and eerie presence, remain a site where time seems to have stopped, leaving visitors with an overwhelming sense that the spirits of those who once gathered here still roam. The Uffington White Horse, a striking chalk figure etched into the hills of Oxfordshire, has stood for more than 3,000 years, its purpose still shrouded in mystery. Its size and shape suggest it was created for religious or ceremonial purposes, but its true meaning is still unknown. Many visitors report an unusual energy surrounding the site. The figure seems almost alive, with some claiming to have seen strange shadows or shapes moving across it at night. One person described feeling inexplicably drawn to the white horse, as if something powerful was guiding them. At dawn or dusk, the white horse appears to shimmer under the changing light, and some report hearing the distant sound of chanting or drumming, despite there being no one around. The hill feels alive, filled with ancient energy that pulses with the passing of time. Is it the spirits of the past that remain, or something older and more mysterious? Whatever it is, the Uffington White Horse holds an undeniable presence, leaving all who visit with an eerie feeling that the site is more than just a relic of the past. 10. Bryn Celyn Du. Bryn Celyn Du is a Neolithic burial chamber located on the island of Anglesey, Wales. Built around 3000 BC, the chamber is aligned with the sun during the summer solstice, suggesting it had spiritual or ritual significance for its builders. The site is surrounded by an air of mystery, as it's not only an ancient burial site, but also one that seems to draw powerful, otherworldly forces. Those who visit Bryn Celyn Du often report strange sensations, particularly when entering the chamber itself. Some describe a sudden drop in temperature, while others speak of hearing faint whispers or footsteps echoing through the passage. One particularly chilling tale tells of a visitor who entered the chamber and was struck by the overwhelming feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. When they left, they felt a strange heaviness in the air, as if something was following them. At night, the site takes on a more eerie quality, with the stones seeming to glow faintly in the moonlight. Some claim to see figures moving between the stones, and others report hearing voices, though no one is ever around. Bryn Shelley Dhu is a place where time seems to stand still, and the boundaries between the living and the dead blur. 11. Wroxeter Roman City. Wroxeter Roman City, once the fourth largest Roman settlement in Britain, is now a sprawling archaeological site that echoes with the whispers of the past. The city, which was home to thousands of people, was abandoned in the 5th century and left to decay. The ruins today stand as a testament to the grandeur and mystery of ancient Rome. Visitors to Wroxeter often describe an eerie sense of abandonment when walking among the ruins. Some claim to hear the faint sounds of footsteps behind them, while others report seeing ghostly figures walking along the old streets. One particular account involves a visitor who claimed to see a Roman soldier standing near the ruins of the Forum, only for the figure to vanish when they turned their head. The site is especially unsettling at night, with the crumbling buildings casting long shadows across the landscape. Some visitors report feeling an oppressive energy, as if the spirits of the ancient Romans still haunt the city. Is it the ghosts of the once thriving city, or something far older and more malevolent that lingers in the ruins? Wroxeter Roman City remains a place where the past refuses to stay buried. 12. Hallelague Fogu. Hallelague Fogu is a mysterious underground chamber located in Cornwall, thought to date back to the Iron Age. The purpose of the Fogu remains unclear, with some speculating it was used for ritual purposes, while others believe it served as a place of refuge. Whatever its true purpose, the Fogu's isolated and eerie atmosphere is enough to send shivers down the spine of anyone who ventures inside. Those who visit Hallelague Fogu often describe a profound sense of discomfort as they enter the dark, narrow passage. Some hear strange noises, like the sound of distant chanting or footsteps echoing through the stone corridors. Others report feeling a sudden pressure in the air, as though the very walls of the Fogu are closing in around them. One visitor claimed to see a shadowy figure standing at the far end of the chamber, only for it to disappear when they blinked. As you descend deeper into the Fogu, the atmosphere becomes heavier, the air thicker with the weight of the past. The darkness seems to pulse, and some report feeling an almost magnetic pull, as though the Fogu is drawing them further into its depths. What secrets does Hallelague Fogu hold, and what ancient forces still linger in its shadowed halls? The site remains an enigma, one that continues to fascinate and unsettle those who dare to enter. 13. Penden Vow. Penden Vow, a hidden Fogu in Cornwall, is one of the most mysterious ancient sites in the region. Like other Fogus, it is an underground stone chamber whose true purpose remains a subject of speculation. Some believe it was a sacred site or a place of refuge during times of conflict. Visitors often speak of a powerful sense of being watched when they step inside the Fogu. The air is thick and heavy, and some claim to hear faint whispers or see ghostly figures that disappear when approached. One visitor described the sensation of being surrounded by an invisible presence, so real that they could almost feel a hand brush against their skin. At night, the sight becomes even more unsettling. The wind howls through the cracks in the stone, and strange lights are said to flicker in the distance. Some have heard footsteps echoing within the Fogu, though no one else is present. Whether it's the spirits of those who once used the Fogu or something darker that still lurks within, Penden Vow remains a place of great mystery, where the veil between the living and the dead seems especially thin. 14. Navan Centre and Fort Navan Centre and Fort, an ancient ceremonial site in Northern Ireland, is one of the most significant archaeological locations in the country. Once the seat of the kings of Ulster, the fort was the centre of rituals and ceremonies dedicated to the goddess Macha. Today, the site remains a place of mystery, steeped in ancient myths and legends. Visitors to Navan Centre often feel a strong connection to the past, as if the spirits of the kings and queens who once inhabited the fort still linger in the air. Some report seeing shadowy figures moving across the site, while others hear the sound of drums or chanting on the wind. One visitor described a particularly chilling experience in which they felt an invisible presence guiding them through the site, as if they were being led by an unseen hand. The atmosphere around the fort can change in an instant, with the air growing thick and heavy and a sense of foreboding settling over the site. Some have claimed to experience vivid dreams or visions of the ancient rituals that took place here, as if the past is trying to make itself known. Navan Centre and Fort remains a powerful site where the ancient and the supernatural meet. 15. Hadrian's Wall. Hadrian's Wall, the ancient Roman fortification stretching across northern England, is one of the most iconic remnants of Roman Britain. Built in the 2nd century AD, it marked the northern frontier of the Roman Empire and was home to countless soldiers, many of whom perished in the harsh conditions of the frontier. Today, the wall is a haunting reminder of a lost civilization, with visitors often reporting a sense of unease when walking along its length. Some claim to hear the sounds of marching footsteps or the clink of armor, as though the spirits of Roman soldiers are still patrolling the wall. One particularly eerie account involves a group of hikers who reported hearing a faint voice calling out their names, only to turn around and find no one there. The wall's isolated location, combined with its dark history, makes it a place where the past seems to linger. The distant wind, the lonely watchtowers, and the occasional flicker of strange lights all contribute to its eerie atmosphere. The spirits of the soldiers who once guarded the frontier may never have left, and Hadrian's Wall continues to stand as a monument to the ghosts of the past. Thank you to everyone who joined us on this eerie journey here at Creepy Experience. Special thanks to Sharon Leong, 888 Ash Lee, Greg Chapman, Gary Carpenter, Jane Easterbrook, and Jedda's Beauty for your amazing comments. We appreciate all of you. Your support means everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay spooky, and see you in the next video.